Well, we're about to get underway here at the Doral Academy Prep School. And this is going to be a great matchup between the Sharks from NSU and the Archbishop McCarthy Mavericks. And we are underway. Pretty much bang on time here. Friday evening soccer. A little bit of open space there. Two players going in for that 50-50. I hope that's going to be the kind of game that this is going to be. Nicely done, moving the ball around confidently. Searching for that one forward, cut out by the defense. And two players getting the job done there for the Sharks. Nicely retained possession, long ball forward. And the header down. Who's going to get there first? Well, there's a defender covering, and actually the keeper is going to come out and get that one. Long downfield, missed the control there. Pretty congested over on that far side of the field, but again, worked out quite well. Oh, a little mistake. Here's half a chance. And again, that's what you want from your defensive unit. One player covering another. And that one will go out for a throw in. Pretty good throw down the line. Another ball forward. A little unlucky with that touch, the ball coming off the head. Choosing to press the goalkeeper. And the goalkeeper forced into a little mistake here. Still half a chance here. Can they get a shot off? No, I think that's going to be called for offside. Must have been a close decision. Couple of good early kicks for that goalkeeper. Warming up those hamstrings, getting the ball long downfield. Ball over the top here. And it's worked out onto the left-hand side. If they can keep that in, with a chance to get across into the area. And it's low, too close to the goalkeeper, easily gathered. A couple of minutes in, and one of the keepers has certainly been busier than the other. Ooh, lovely little chip ball through. And in behind, and again, offside, just going a little bit too quickly. And you can see by the state of that corner flag in the background there, how much it's bending in the wind. It's been a really blustery day in South Florida. And that is going to make it a little bit difficult with those floated balls through. If the wind sort of takes it at an inopportune time, it can turn a good pass into a bad one. So you're not just battling the other team, but the elements here today. A windy day, very hard to play. Too much in the air. Good idea sometimes to keep it on the ground. Another throw in high into the air, down the line. A little bit of work to do for the defense here. A little bit of a panicky clearance, but the most important thing is that you get it away. And this is a pre-season game for these teams. Now we start getting into the really interesting youth soccer season in the fall and winter. And a pre-season game, it gives the players a chance to maybe express themselves a little bit better, but also a chance to impress the coaching staff and make a claim for a starting position or a prominent position within the squad. Get some time on the field and show your coaches and of course anyone else who might be watching what you can do. sure we're looking at the first steps in some pretty good careers here. South Florida especially is noted for producing quality talent, both men and women across all age groups. A little bit of a scrum there on the edge of the area. Hard to find some space. Safety first, all the way back to the goalkeeper under pressure. They've really gone for the high press here. It's been a pretty high tempo start. And again, there's too much weight on that ball, and it just like goes through, it carries through, especially on these turf fields, but with a little bit of wind behind it as well. So it makes it even more difficult. Still waiting for the first really good chance of this game. And is it going to come here? Nice little combination on the edge of the area. And that's a wonderful challenge. The danger is still there. And good work on the defense by the Sharks. And this is really the first time that NSU have been a little bit on the back foot. And they do well there not to give away the corner. It's going to be a goal kick. Must be a really good feeling for a young player. I guess that you always look forward to playing organized games. Pick up games and your training is one thing, but when you know the season is just around the corner and it comes on a Friday, the game comes on a Friday evening, and you've been thinking about it all week as the ball goes over the top here. A bit of space now for the Sharks to work with down in the right-hand side. Needs some support. Ball goes into the area, and it just needs someone following that one in. Sometimes in those positions, you're looking for that option just behind you, cut the ball back, and then swing that cross in from a little bit deeper. But good work to make something of that. Friday evening, and you've been thinking about it all week as the ball goes over the top. Take a look at it on the replay. Space now for the Sharks to work with down in the right-hand side. Loads of room out there. Support. Ball goes in. And a little bit of a statement of intent from the Sharks. Finding loads of space down the right-hand side. A little bit in the back, and I think I can see the coach there with the hand in the air, but there's a chance here. Can't quite get enough behind that shot, and it's a little bit tame in the end, straight at the goalkeeper. Well, that was an interesting one. There was definitely a little bit of contact. I think probably the referee thought that, I think he could say maybe knew that contact was coming and decided to see if the referee was gonna buy it, but I think that's pretty good refereeing. Lovely little combo, and again, just not getting the rub of the green with that ball bouncing through to the centre forward. I do have a roster here, but I'm not entirely sure if it's the right one, because I know there was a game last night, and I don't know if there's been too much rotation. I'll try to get an answer for that at half time, so we can maybe put some names on some of these players. Good bit of battling there. Great bit of battling. A great move. It's over the top. Surely this is going to be the first goal of the game. I'll tell you what, that's some smart goalkeeping to come out and dive at the player's feet. Good job by the Mavericks keeper. And in the end, it looks like it may have been offside anyway. In a way, that makes it even more impressive for the keeper, really. Just making sure, even though it probably was going to be offside, that's another lovely little move. Who's that? I think that's. You can see that there's just one last ball that needs to click here in the final third for the Sharks to break through this Mavericks backline. There are little pockets of space around the field, so you can get your technical players into those spaces, try and make something happen. Well, a pretty entertaining game so far, just over 10 minutes in. Throwing down the line, and that one is going to go back out for a throw, just slowly gaining a bit of territory here. The NSU Sharks. Does well to protect that ball, but a good little block tackle. Now they've got some defending to do here. There's a nice run going on that left-hand side. A lovely weighted ball through, but that shows a little bit too much to the Sharks defense, and an easy one for the keeper in the end. Plenty of height on that kick. That was a very nonchalant pass, but actually it was perfect. Watching that one onto her boot out of the sky, I found a pretty nice pass downfield. And just waiting for that one moment of quality here. Referee just making sure the free kick is taken from the right position. I think the referee, it does look like Jade Malaya. She's one of the up-and-coming young female referees in the area, getting some experience here on Friday night. Malaya herself a former player for FC Surge, and that will be what some of these players have a focus on, is getting into good colleges, maybe even making the step up to some sort of professional soccer as well. The opportunities are kind of growing every day, and certainly over the past few years, especially now, Europe has woken up a little bit more to the women's game as well. There's all kinds of opportunities for young female players out there at all kinds of levels. So even maybe if you don't make the top of the game, there's still plenty of other options there. And corner flag just causing a bit of trouble. And it is going to be a corner kick for the Mavericks. Need to keep their concentration here. That one's into the near post. And in the end, cleared quite comfortably. And the referee's going to call that a foul. Trying to play it through the middle. Or slipped in nicely on the edge of the area, just couldn't control it. Bit of a knuckleball on that kick for the goalkeeper downfield. It's going to come straight back at the Mavericks here. Nice feet to move that one out to the supporting fullback, and a shot. And I tell you what, they didn't miss by too much. That's the sort of long shot you want your players to take. Another day that one might move that one out, curl into the top to the supporting fullback, and a shot. And I tell you what, it just flashes wide, and it will be a goal kick. 15 minutes gone. Still no goals yet in this game. Two pretty evenly matched teams. Sure, there'll be a few options on the bench for the two coaches as well. Nice ball. Can they keep this one in? I think it's just going to run out, is it? Yeah, just a little bit too much on it. Short goal kick this time. Trying to pass it out from the back. Forced onto one of the flanks, but I think the Mavericks are going to retain possession here just about. No, they do give it away again to the Sharks. The Sharks have a little half a chance here on the edge of the area. Drags it back. Finds a little bit of support. Is someone going to take a shot here? Nice little bit of interplay. And it will go out for a throw-in. Well, one in the air. It's been pretty good organisation by the Archbishop McCarthy defenders so far. That is a decent effort from the forward for the Sharks. And again, just getting a little bit too much underneath it so it doesn't get on target on the frame of the goal. A little slip from the goalkeeper. Is that going to finally let them into the area here? Gathered comfortably by the goalkeeper. Going to finally let them into the area here. Gathered yeah, there was something in that. There was a little half a chance, but again, I think you've got to give credit to the Mavericks defenders. And there's a little bit of something developing here in behind the defense. Shot on goal and a save in the end. It will be another corner kick, but good positioning by the goalkeeper, just narrowing the angle, making herself nice and big coming out and not really giving the attacker too much to shoot in behind the defense. Shot on goal and a save in the end. It will be another corner kick, but good positioning by the goalkeeper, just narrowing the angle. And they will have to defend another corner kick. Now, the first one wasn't really what they would have wanted to. Went for the near post, didn't really get enough behind it, but let's see. This one a little bit more towards the back, and again, a bit too much on that one. And it's going to be white ball. Bounces a couple of times. I don't know if it even went out properly or it went out and then in and came back out, but it is going to be a throw in for the Sharks a little bit further down the field. And sometimes it is the case that throw-ins breed more throw-ins, and they can get into a little bit of a battle of throw-ins until someone can make a bit of space and get it out of there. Well, 20 minutes in, we will be bringing you a lot of NSU soccer this season. So keep your eye on the SoccerDroid channel. Keep an eye on the schedule for the NSU Sharks. It's going to be a busy season, hoping to see some great play. Maybe even spot a couple of the stars of the future. Just a little bit scrappy here at the moment. Both teams need to get the ball, I think, a little bit more infield, get it to their technicians. This is a bit more like it. That's a lovely turn. Again, a ball over the top, one to run onto, but again, easy for the goalkeeper. My name is Lee from Magic City Soccer, as you can see on the screen, and I pop up in all kinds of places around South Florida soccer, and always a pleasure to do to cover some of the ladies' games, and that is always expanding in this part of the world. It's great to see, and you know what? It's expanding outside of the whole college system as well. So even when the ball comes in, this is a little bit dangerous. Trying to make a little lane to shoot, went to slip it. Maybe you should have just put your laces behind it and gone for goal. This ball is still live. They retain the ball for another phase of an attack here. And again, they're caught out by the assistant referee's flag, and it's going to be offside. It used to be the case that, you know, when a female player sort of came out of college and hit, I don't know, 24, 25, the options were really limited. And some of the senior female leagues, they only really run in that part of the year, sort of the late spring, early summer, when the college soccer isn't really going on. But now there are opportunities to play year round, and of course, opportunities outside the USA. Well, there's an opportunity developing here for the home team. That's good hustle by the defense. Great marking, not leaving the dangerous pass open. So we're going to have a change here. And again, this being the pre-season and halfway through this first half, a good chance to get a couple of bodies off the bench and see what they can do. It's a good opportunity for everyone to get a little bit of game time. Sometimes I do like a close game, though, but this has been, I think, the third corner kick for the Mavericks. Again, closer to the penalty spot this time, and that's a little bit more like it. Almost got a header on goal. And I think, obviously, I don't have the benefit of expansive stats in front of me, but it does feel a little bit like, I think this feels a little bit like a drinks break or something. It is the water break. So that's a little timeout in itself for the coaches to try and make a few tweaks here and there. Yeah, I do feel that the Sharks have been slightly better at getting the ball into their opponent's half and attempting to make something happen. But I think they'll be a little bit worried that they've given 3 corners away, because set pieces are an opportunity for any team to sort of upset the apple cart in terms of, you know, going against the team that's being more dominant. You get a few set pieces, free kicks, corners, what have you, and it can be it can be a way back into the game if maybe you're a little bit on the back foot. So the Sharks have to be careful of that. Not too much for the goalkeepers to do. Most of the time, it's just been good timing from the 2 goalkeepers, playing nice and high, doing the old sweeper keeper thing, and making sure that there's not enough space for those balls over the top that the Sharks have been favouring to develop into a dangerous chance. So, yeah, at a scoreless scoreline, it is going to be interesting for the second part of this half. Is anyone going to throw a bit of caution to the wind, perhaps, and give it a good go? Commit a few players forward. Even though, as you can see, it's a pretty cloudy and windy day, you definitely do need that drinks break. It's always to say, I mean, if you're from South Florida, you know that a picture never tells the full story, but it can still be pretty warm out there. And of course, the player safety is paramount. But I do like that those water breaks are a chance for everyone to take a breath as well. And the fact that this is a developmental game, a friendly, it's a good chance for the coach to coaching staff to make a few little changes here and there, have a little word with some of the players. But we shall see. Yeah, good work by the Mavericks keeper so far. Again, I can't confidently call out any names here. I'm not entirely sure the two rosters, and when we move forward into the season proper, we will make sure to get some names on the commentary. But we're going to be back underway here. But yeah, there's definitely a few players out there that have already kind of put up their hand a little bit, perhaps, and say, "Hey, here I am. This is what I can do." And I think it could be a mistake that opens up this game. Some of the stuff that is less about the individual technique has been great in this game so far. The way the two teams have been set up, great teamwork, and both teams are keeping their shape quite nicely. So I think that's a compliment to the coaching staff, really, that the work they've done leading up to this season has been paying off. Nice big ball hung up into the area. And if they'd have been a little bit more positive there, could have attacked that one straight away. But again, another chance comes to nothing for the Sharks, and now they have to work hard to win the ball back. Competing very well there. Just trying to go around the outside. There is a little bit of room. Good tracking from the defender. Waiting for the cross here. And the cross isn't quite up to it. Again, an easy one for the keeper to deal with. We've seen quite a bit of that as well. They're not afraid to get stuck in, these two teams. If it's a 50-50 ball or a couple of players, a couple of teammates ganging up on the player in possession, it's not always about the fancy skills and the tricks. It's the basics that matter as well, and not giving your opponent time to play. It's so important, and a giveaway and a great turn. They don't really have the numbers here, the Mavericks, but she does have a couple of options. Wants to go by herself, though. Almost slips it through. Defense kept calm under pressure, which is exactly what you want. And I think a couple of subs there for sure. The home team, the Mavericks, they're the ones with the throw in. Chance to cross. And again, they're making it easy for the goalkeepers at the moment, but it just needs one good cross to be whipped in. Someone get on the end of it, and it can change the whole game. Great stuff. Kept her eye on the ball very well. It's going to come straight back at them, though. I think this is number 8 for the Mavericks, who's been lively in the last couple of minutes. And again, sometimes that route through the middle feels like it's the most appealing, but it's the hardest way through the back line. Great defense again. Really good defense. There we go. Just had confirmation from my producer that the roster I've been provided, which was from yesterday, is valid except for one player, so we can get some names out there. It's been the number 9 up top, Shayla Dela Cruz, has been a focal point so far. And I think that the Sharks will be wanting to get her involved in the game as much as possible. Lively number 9. I think that's her just heading the ball out there, unless that is the number 6. And another throw. They've spent a lot of time in their opponent's half. And they've managed to sort of march towards the edge of the area, but still haven't really done much in the area. And that's where it matters, really, unless you're going to score bangers from outside the area. So still a few problems to solve for NSU. Well, that one has gone straight to, and as she chipped the keeper, it's in the back of the net for the first goal of the game. And I believe that is Shayla Dela Cruz with the first goal of the game for NSU. A little lucky that it came straight to
that
her.
One has gone straight to, and as
weighted that perfectly, and I think the
keeper
keeper may
It's in the back of the net for the
blinded
first
a bit by the sun, but it's 1-0 to the Sharks here. Well, that one has gone straight to, and as she chipped the keeper, Dela Cruz
It's in the back of the net for the first goal of the game, and I believe that
game is on. Well, I did say that it could be a mistake that opens the door for one of these teams, and a little bit harsh on the goalkeeper for the Mavericks, because they've done very well up until this point. And are we going to get an instant response? That was a nice play developing. A bit of confidence now running through Dela Cruz. Here she goes again. Tries to play it in for a partner up top. I think that is the number 3, Taylor Smith. And this is Wickman on the ball, the number 10 for the Sharks. Dela Cruz can't keep that one in. Wickman's another one of those players who's done quite well so far. Lovely technical player. Seen a couple of fun little turns and twists to open up the field from Wickman. Trying to flick that one downfield. It's right under the camera position. It's a bit of a tight field here at the Doral Academy Prep School. And mind you, I've seen that on some of the Premier League coverage. If you ever watch a game involving Everton and they're playing at home, some of the camera angles are a bit steep. It used to be that way at Fulham as well until they got their new stand. And who knows? Both those teams now running ladies teams. Ladies game really taking off in England, especially. And that is a route that will be open to some of these players. Plenty of Americans of all ages and generations have made that trip across the Atlantic, and some of those old clubs, they do have that appeal for everyone. You know, there's something about putting on, say, a Manchester United or a Chelsea jersey or something like that, Liverpool. I think Everton are kind of in the inverse of the men's game. Everton are the ones who are on top, really, in terms of the women's sport, and that one gets a little bit close. But good work by the goalkeeper for the Sharks. I think it's the number 1 in goal. Is it? Yes, that is Avila Ramirez. And unlucky, they just run out of field, really, chasing that one down. I do like a player that doesn't give up on a lost cause. I think that goal has really given the Sharks a little bit of confidence again. In my opinion, they were slightly on top before the goal. Oh, it's a great turn. It was a right ball, and I think if a teammate had gone a little bit earlier, that could have been a little bit more of a dangerous situation. Big kick downfield. It hits both players on the back. Great challenge. And then unlucky to miss that interception. And a bit of a hopeful ball downfield. That one misses everyone. A little bit of easy work at the back for Ramirez. Sharks ball again. Great technique. Just misplaced that pass a little bit. And it will be a throw in. 10 minutes remaining in the first half. 1-0 to NSU. And they look pretty comfortable, except for those corner kicks. A nice move to shepherd that ball out for another goal kick. It's a little bit of a problem for the Mavericks to solve. Not really getting enough of the ball. Not doing enough with it in the Sharks half. But like any good Shark, when Dela Cruz smelled a little bit of blood, she went for the kill. And that's the difference here at Doral Academy Prep School. Just been informed that it is 40 minutes per half. So we don't have 10 minutes left. We have 5. And pre-season game for me as well. So let me shake off a little bit of that rust. I usually try to limit myself to one absolute clanger of a mistake each half. And so I've used that one up for the first half. We need a bit of quality now here over on the left-hand side. Robbed of the ball. And it will be another throw. And the player has stayed down there. I think it was a little bit of a bang on the ankle, and it does look like a little bit of a painful one. Trying to get the jersey number off the back to see who it is. Is it? It looks like a 4. And the trainers saved from having to run all the way over to that side of the field, because the good news is that they are back up on their feet. The referee is just having a little conversation about it. I don't know if they're thinking about a yellow here, maybe. And thank you to our sponsors, All Year Cooling. South Florida's #1. A few cool heads out on the field for the Sharks. They are #1 in this game at the moment. #1 choice for air conditioning services and installations. And we do need all year cooling in this part of the world. Believe me, we get like 2 days in the year as the ball goes over the top. They're not cool. They're on fire, are they, the Sharks? Nah, just let it run a little bit too much. And there's the ref going to give a free kick here, or maybe she's bringing it back. I think the coaches are as lost as I am. But yeah, it's always nice to see local businesses partnering and supporting the grassroots of the game here in South Florida. So big thank you to All Year Cooling. And in the end, yes, I think I did call it correctly. It is a free kick. It did look like a nope. They caught me out. All right, that's 2 clankers for the first half. It's going to be a throw in. I thought maybe it was a free kick, and I think maybe that's what the conversation was about. Big throw into the area. That's a great long throw. Flicked on as well. And I tell you what, that could have been the second. I think a little bit more, what would you say? Intention behind that shot. Might have been a different story. Good work. I think that was captain's armband there as well for Mila Erb, the number 23. Senior, 5'4" tall. One of those players who looks like a footballer, and I mean that as an absolute compliment. You know, this year's Mila. It just looked like they were born to play the game. Every now and again, you see a young player, someone like, I don't know, Rooney, and you think this kid is born to play football. Instantly feel the same about Mila Erb. Ball goes up, and no danger for the goalkeeper. Well, we are into the injury time at the end of this first half. Haven't had too many stoppages, and we have had just the 1 goal. A loose ball. And again, 2 or 3 players in there competing for it. The Sharks, that cheeky ball over the top. Here's Dela Cruz again. Dela Cruz making room for the shots. And I think that was the football post that it hit. And that means it is a goal kick. And confirmation on screen there that there are 3 minutes of time added on. I saw a player making a darting run over on the left side there, and I think that was try to thread that ball through a needle to find that run. More good defense. And you know what? I think that might have been more good defense from Mila. So good to see players keeping their concentration right the way through to the end of the half. Definitely don't want to give up that 1 goal advantage. I think a couple of throw-ins here might suit the Sharks nicely. Cleared downfield. Well, the ball stays in play. I mean, so calm at the back, the central defenders for the Sharks. Inventive ball from the keeper, but it actually does come off quite nicely. And apparently now we are going to have 5 minutes added on. So when I said there was 10 minutes left earlier on, I wasn't wrong. I was actually right. So I have now cut it back down to 1 big mistake through the happy coincidence of there being 5 minutes added on. And you know what? I think that is the end of the half, is it? Yeah. Referee, don't forget your whistle. That is the end of the first half here. And yeah, an interesting pre-season battle. And just the 1 goal in it, and very nicely taken by Shayla Dela Cruz. And we'll see if the Mavericks can find a response in the second half when we get back underway. So stay tuned to the stream. We'll be with you here all the way. We'll be back on air when we see the teams coming back out onto the field. Well, welcome back, folks. We're about to get underway for the second half here of this pre-season high school varsity soccer game between the NSU Sharks and the Archbishop McCarthy Mavericks. And it is the Sharks on top at the moment by 1-0, but still everything to play for. And you know what? Being a pre-season game, the most important thing is to try and get, your motor running and tune yourself up for the upcoming season. And thank you for joining us on the stream. If you did not catch the entire first half, pretty good opening. Better chances came the way of the Sharks. And here come the Sharks again. That's a lovely ball through. Can they find the finish? Oh, I think that is off the post and back into play. Pretty good opening. Well, they started where they left off. Better chances at the end of the half came the way of the Sharks. Slipped through the Sharks again. That's a lovely ball through. Can they find the finish? Oh, a great shot. Just couldn't squeeze it into the post. And well, they're talking about the story of the first half. What matters is the second half, and the Sharks have come out screaming here, looking for the second goal. Loose ball, straight down the throat of the goalkeeper, and an easy one to save. It's going to be a great start to the weekend for the Sharks if this scoreline holds, but a long way to go here. And that one is going to be a foul. Clip downfield, but that's a pretty good free kick, but no one taking the gamble on getting into that area. So an easy one in the end for Ramirez in goal. I assume it is still Avril Ramirez in between the sticks. Do have two goalkeepers on the roster that I have in front of me, Ramirez and Silva. Silva doing going with the 0 jersey, which I know is very, very popular in the USA, less so in other parts of the world, but 0 seems to be some sort of de facto goalkeeper number. I've seen 00 as well, but for a man who likes tradition, it's nice to see a number 1 in goal for the Sharks. And the Sharks have a free kick here, chance to send this one long. Got a few players forward here, and it is a decent delivery. And they do get a header on target, but not enough pace behind that header, and gathered it easily by the Mavs goalkeeper. Loose ball. Sharks come up with it. Some nice quick passes going on here. Very congested around the edge of that area. Ball comes in. Who's that going to come to? It does come to the Sharks, and that's some great defending there. Really getting stuck in. I think it may have been Jada Graham there, the number 7 for the Sharks. But just lost out in the physical one-on-one. Lovely little corner that is. Far post. I think that's going to be another corner kick. I think that's a good save from the goalkeeper. Not all of the corner kicks have been that good, but this was a pretty good delivery.
Lovely little corner that is.
Rose it well to head it. Yeah. Good header, but even better save. I think it does look like the Mavericks have switched over their keepers. So maybe the Sharks. I think that's going to be another corner kick. I think that's a good save from the goalkeeper. Not all. The Mavericks get away with it. And again, a reminder for those of you that don't know is this is 40-minute halves, something I learned myself in the first half. A little bit of an opening there, didn't quite come off. Can see a couple of the coaches there. I think that's the NSU bench, making a few changes. I think that is Coach Diego, the head coach, I think. Shame that ugly big concrete pillar is in the way, blocking our view of the bench, but there we go. Waiting to get back underway with a throw in here. Nicely done, just couldn't lay that one off. But great little technique from the throw in to just play it up again. I think it was to Dela Cruz. Just couldn't pull off the combination. Lovely quick thinking by the Mavericks downfield. Number 7 for the Mavericks trying to play it in. And they almost get caught out here. Or have they been caught out? Loose ball on the edge of the area. That one is cleared. I think referee Jade is going to bring it back anyway and asking for a replacement ball. Still only 1 goal in this game. So there's the chance that this could turn quite quickly. Nice kick downfield. Ooh, a lovely little bit of skill. Shame that one didn't come off. Nice thinking. I think that was, the number 17, which is Sadie Zelnick. Seen a little bit of flair here and there. I definitely like to see. It's always good for the, there's obviously always a little bit of a crowd in attendance, friends and families and so on. And looking to put on a show, some of these players. A few of those skill moves. Player goes down. The referee's had a look at it. Not sure what the decision is here. It might be a free kick. And indeed, it looks like it is a dangerous position for the Sharks to send this ball into the area. Here comes the free kick. That was a good delivery, actually. It goes into what I like to call the corridor of uncertainty, where it doesn't matter who gets to touch on it, defender or attacker, and could just take a little flick in the wrong direction and end up in the back of the net. So good free kick. We might have lost another ball now behind the hedge there into the parking lot. And I think it's a very kind person there who's hustling to get the ball. Nicely done. Thank you very much. Corner kick into the near post. Good defensive header. And great defensive on the follow-up as well. And a chance to spring the counter-attack. Needs to be a little bit careful here, the Sharks. She wants to go through the whole way herself. A lucky bounce. And that one is going to be Ramirez's ball. Takes a bounce, tries to flick that one on. Throw over on the far side. And up in the top right-hand corner of your screen, you can see the SoccerDroid Media Systems logo. And he is the man behind all of this. I am merely the voice as that shot comes in, nothing behind it at all. He is the man who makes it all happen. You can find SoccerDroid online if you have a game that you need covered. Tournament, mini tournament, what have you. Doesn't have to be soccer. We are branching out into other types of media as well. And if you have high school football, lacrosse, anything like that, talk to SoccerDroid about getting your game captured to save for the future. That's the free kick for handball. Taken shortly. Keep that ball moving. Love it. Sometimes it does pay off to sort of play along the line rather than just getting the ball forward the whole time. So some sensible play there by the Sharks. The Mavericks are still not really carved out a really good chance. I don't want to say they're running out of time just yet. We still have 20 and a bit minutes to go here. But I tell you what, they play to win. Even though this is a pre-season friendly, there was plenty of physicality in that challenge. I'm sure you saw it just like I did. But also credit, no one's gone down clutching their face. They just get on with the game. SoccerDroid and I did cover some of the FC Prime games, local WPSL side, who play up at the soccer facility in NSU. And it's a little bit of a breeding ground now for young talent. FC Prime did a very nice job in that WPSL season. There's some good young players in that team too. Number 3 there, Taylor Smith, being lively all game. Kind of playing on the left-hand side of this three-pronged attack. Smith on one side, Dela Cruz down the middle. And I think it's Wickman, the number 10, over on the other side. 3 very good players right there. Number 14, Raskin, does very well in midfield. I think that is Wickman over there on the far side chasing that ball, but it's going to go out for a throw. Looking at the makeup of this Sharks team, as again they lurk with intent around the final third of the Mavericks. Pretty good mix of players. There's some juniors, some sophomores, a couple of freshmen on this roster in front of me as well, and a couple of players I think in the 8th grade too. So Kinsey Morris, the number 12, and Gianna Rico, number 21. already mixing it with the older age groups. Pace of the game has slowed down a little bit here. This free kick taking a little bit time to get done, but it is a good chance to launch it. Hope for a lucky bounce, but we actually almost do get a lucky bounce out of it. Well, you can see in the background there, no excuses. And there has been no excuses out there today. It's been a very pretty even, very fairly contested game. But you can't argue with that first goal. I'm sure you can spin it back on YouTube when the game is over and take another look at it. Still just the one goal in it, long downfield, and it goes out for a throw. You just need to work at getting this ball in play, string a few passes together. And that one goes down towards the corner flag, and that is going to be a Sharks ball. And we'll get back underway with a goal kick. I think that's Raskin with the flick on. Raskin looking to release the number 17, Zelnick. Passing it, well, actually, I think it was supposed to be a free kick and she took it too quickly. So the ref brings it back. Nice little shimmy. The ball goes through. And again, an interesting idea, but doesn't quite come off. Good work there in midfield, won the ball nicely. And they're just trading possession at the moment. It's difficult for either team to really stamp their authority on the game at the moment as we come up to the 60-minute mark, 20 minutes left to go. Can the Mavericks get something going here? Too much on that pass, and that one is going to go out for a goal kick. Again, Raskin is around the ball, but the Mavericks work it forward. Ball loose in the area. And cleared downfield. Not far enough, though. I tell you what, that's a good piece of defending as well. Just using her body firmly, but fairly. And again, a little shrug of the shoulders there. I think a little bit annoyed at the foul that led to the free kick. Two players coming short to go into the wall for the Sharks. And the Mavericks players there is directing the traffic. The third player joins the wall now. It's a pretty long way out. And can't even find the target with it in the end. A little bit of a waste of the opportunity in the end for the Mavericks. we'll have a goal kick again here in Doral at the Doral Prep Academy. That's a good turn. She kept that ball in as well. Nice pass into the middle, looking for De La Cruz. And trying to play out of the back. It hasn't gone according to plan there for the Mavericks, and it's going to be a throw-in for the Sharks. And I think this is going to be the drinks break in the second half. And, well, I think the Mavericks will be happy. I mean, there was that chance right at the beginning of the second half. And, of course, the Sharks have hit the post as well. So I think as the few drops of rain start to fall now, I think it's... I think they've done well to hang on here. They've still put themselves in with a chance of getting something out of this game. Again, not a league game, so you won't go away with a point if you tie the game. But that's certainly going to be a motivation, is to get something back out of this game for the Mavericks. The Sharks just need to keep doing what they're doing, really. Maybe just find a little bit more of quality in and around the area. Maybe get another goal or two and put this one to bed. And it's turning into about as wintry as it gets into Miami here. Blustery conditions and a bit of rain. The referees and the coach is having a little conversation there. And it seems like the Mavericks players, they're more taking care of their team talk themselves. Well, the refs haven't had time for a drinks break. Although it looks like someone's got a few one-liners down there. A little stand-up set from one of the referees, working on his type 5 for the comedy club. So he goes off to be assistant over on the far side. And of course, huge thanks to the refs. Can't have the game without them. And sometimes I think it is just a better idea to ref with a smile on your face. Again, this is a good crew. Seen a few of these referees out and about around in games. And they don't try and insert themselves into the game like sometimes you see with a referee. Can't wait to make the game about them. This is a good, solid, professional crew that we have out here. I wouldn't want to be a ref. I would hate it. I much prefer the microphone as that comes in and goes over the bar. And it is retrieved from the hedge behind the goal. Well, couldn't control that pass, but it was a nice little clip pass out from defense. If they could have run that one down the line, it would have been a good chance for the Mavericks. That one goes out, and it is going to be a Mavericks ball. Or is it? The number 5 of the Mavericks turned around like she couldn't believe it, but I think it was the number 15, beg your pardon. It was like she couldn't believe the decision or something like that. But no, that's not what it was. I think it was just a reaction to something that someone said. Anyway, here come the Whites, the Sharks on the ball. A little bit of room in midfield. Ball clipped over the top. Work for the defense to do here. Take that shot first time. And it just goes wide by De La Cruz. It's been at the heart of everything good about this Sharks attack so far in this game. And definitely the right decision, I think, to go for goal from there. Didn't quite manage to get it on target. Good header by Raskin. And Just losing out there is Taylor Smith. Smith was going to take that throw, leaves it to, I think that's Gianna Sanchez, the number 8, the left back. I'll tell you what, they're not giving up, this Mavericks team. It hasn't all gone their way in this game, but they've made the Sharks work for it. I think they could have caved at any point, really, but they've really stuck to their game plan, giving this a bit of an effort. And here they come over the halfway line. Bit of pressure coming. Space over on the right-hand side. Actually, that's going to be a free kick. Would you want the advantage there? I'm not sure. It's difficult to know without seeing like the whole field. Looked like there was a little overlap happening on the right-hand side, but it is going to be a free kick anyway. Is she going to go for it from here? No, clips it into the area, looking for the run, and I'll tell you what, that almost came off of the Mavericks. Then just a little bit more positivity going for that pass. It was a great pass from the free kick. Definitely the right decision rather than go from distance. Smith can't quite get through the defensive line there. But that ball over the top, and the goalkeeper comes out. Very smart goalkeeping. I think it was good work by Wickman, I think. A little hard to see the number over on that side of the field, but I think that's the number 10, McKenna Wickman. A sophomore, 5'4". One of the versatile players on this team. Can play in defense as a right back, can play further forward as well. And you see that a lot these days. The profile of the modern fullback has changed. Sometimes they can be more attacking than the midfielders. All depends on the system and the approach the coach is taking. I feel like the Sharks are just leaving the door open ajar here for the Mavs, because I just feel they're one good counter-attack here away from tying this game up. You can see the umbrellas are up in the little stand there, and it has turned into a pretty horrible evening here, windy and rainy in South Florida. Very much not what we're used to. That is where the artificial turf pitch comes in useful, because, of course, these pitches get used a lot. As here come the Mavericks again on the counter-attack. Again, they have numbers over on the right-hand side. Chooses to go to the left. Tries to center that ball, but it takes a deflection, and I think it's going to be a corner kick. These fields will take a lot of punishment if they were grass, with the weather we get in South Florida, some of the torrential rain. And when you think, maybe soccer, football, lacrosse, all sharing the same field, they can cut up quite quickly. So it is a bit better, I think, the artificial service, because it does mean you can get out there and play the sport properly. When we have a corner kick here, 2 arms in the air, good delivery, a little bit too narrow actually, and it's past the goal. Can't get that one back in, and it will be a goal kick. Ten minutes of this game remain. Still 1-0. We haven't had too much in terms of substitutions, a few changes here and there. And talking of changes, a turnover. Here come the Mavericks trying to slip that ball through. So there will have to be a little bit more positive at one point. 2 players go down. And I think that's Smith who clears it downfield, looking for De La Cruz. De La Cruz 2v1. De La Cruz clips it towards goal. Not enough power on that one. And that two players go down. Handled quickly. And that's good play for the goalkeeper. Clears it downfield, looking for De La Cruz. They're looking a little bit more threatening on the counter-attack, the Mavericks. You can see. Oh, actually, we couldn't see on the replay, but got that ball moving nice and quickly. They're just starting to get a couple of lucky bounces here and there, the Mavericks now. Player goes down, will play on, and can't find any quality with the cross, and it will be a goal kick. I think we're having some substitutions here. Actually, it's quite nice to see that close up just to confirm that it definitely still is, according to my roster, the junior Avril Ramirez in goal. Great turn. Love that. If he can move that ball on as well, actually went for the sensible ball. Think that was Raskin. And second half, been seeing some lovely touches from Raskin, if that was her. Settling into that centre midfield role very nicely. Well, they can't believe they're giving the free kick away there, the Sharks. I think it's going to be a Mavericks ball. Chooses to play that one up on the ground rather than put it in the air. Kept in play. Just trying to chop across the defender. Didn't quite come off. A few claps of encouragement from the coaching staff, from the Sharks. Good header. Sent forward quickly. That's one for De La Cruz to chase. Coming to the end of this game now. Is there going to be a little twist in the tail? Loose ball in the area. Well, that could have been anyone's. And in the end, the Mavericks do get away with it. But a little bit of a heart in the mouth moment there. Loose ball in the area. Well, that could have been anyone. And yeah, a touch fortunate, I think. When that ball came in, it did look maybe like, I think it was De La Cruz could have got on the end of that one. Corner kick taken nicely towards the near post. And I think the keeper did get something on that, and we'll do that again. I think it is Smith taking the corners down there on that left-hand side. Another one. Back post this time. There's been a good variety on those corners. They've mixed it up a little bit. Have had a couple of half chances from them too. But this one is going to be a throw. Still just cannot find the second goal here. The Sharks that would, at this point, really put the game beyond doubt. And actually, that ball does get played up to the Mavericks attacker. Desperate for some support here. And it is arriving. But in the end, a few too many touches, and it also gives the Sharks to get back into their defensive positions and get a foot in. Good hustle by De La Cruz there, doing some defending in her own half. That's the whole team trying to protect this 1-goal lead. A very professional performance. Big throw downfield. And again, it just gets put out for another one, but suits the Sharks though, because they can just grind these throw-ins down the line and get into their opponent's half and try and make something happen. Smith battling away there, popping up over on the right-hand side now. And I think Wickman with the throw. Smith is there, Raskin is there, De La Cruz is there. Looking for Raskin in the end, which is a pretty good idea because I've seen a few good headers by Raskin. The referee intervenes. And it's a Sharks free kick. This is a chance to get one more into the area. Looks like Wickman is going to take it. Wickman lines it up. Sanchez is there with her, but Wickman does go from distance. And that's scooped up by the goalkeeper. And I think we do have a 0-0 keeper for the Mavericks here. Still a bit strange to me when I see it, but I'm kind of growing to love it now. As here come the Sharks again down the left-hand side. Can't find the cross, but maybe at the second time of asking, it does come in. Free header, can't direct it on target. And that one will be a goal kick. I think that was Wickman who ghosted in off the Sharks again down the right-hand side. Can't find the cross. But maybe at the chances with the head in this game.
It does come in.
Free header, can't direct it on target. More time than she thought she did, and there. That one will be could have really picked a spot and got the second goal. Just a little bit more belief. That's all that's needed there. But sometimes those headers, they flash at you so quickly, and you kind of it's difficult to have that clarity of mind of exactly what you want to do with a header when it's flying across the goal at you. And not even Taylor Smith can keep that one in. Another versatile player, Smith. Can play a bit in centre midfield, can play as the central striker, operating today in a wider area. Always useful to have those utility players on your team, in your roster. Can give the coach a little bit of flexibility within the game if they want to make some changes as well, change the shape up a little bit. There's 1 minute of regulation time remaining, and then whatever we get added on for stoppage time in injuries and so on. We had about 3 minutes of that in the first half. This one has felt like it's ran a bit more smoothly. But we'll have to wait and see. But we are now in the last chance saloon for the Mavericks. And we are seeing possibly 3 minutes of added time. That would feel about right for me. Certainly wouldn't want to blow this game up on the 80 as that ball comes over the top. Looking for De La Cruz. It's De La Cruz versus the goalkeeper. And it goes through to the goalkeeper in her area. She can pick it up, take her time on it. And just steaming through the tackle. maybe they are finally taking a few more risks here. The team that are behind the home team. The Mavericks, and that one is going to go out for a goal kick. Well, I've quite enjoyed this game. Sometimes preseason games, you don't really know what you're going to get, but to see a competitive game, one lovely goal and a few flashes of some real potential in this Sharks team, I think it makes it quite promising for this upcoming season. We've just got to hang on here for a couple more minutes. Well, I say hang on, but really they haven't been the ones hanging on. It's been the other team that have had to try their hardest and work hard to keep this level. Smith goes off hunting one more time, won't get there. And one last turnover, one last chance maybe for the Mavericks, but the Sharks are having none of it. It's a nice little 1-2. Need to get this over, and just took a little bit too much time over it. Good pressure from the defense. They still have the ball. They still have a chance from a throw in here. Decent lob into the area. Try to turn and shoot. Whose ball is that going to be? And that is possibly the most important thing that Ramirez has had to do all game, under a little bit of pressure there. Decent lob into the area. Try to turn and shoot. Whose ball is that going to be? Keeping her eye on the ball. Knew she had an opponent close to her. Could easily have dropped that one at the feet of one of the opponents, and that could have been it. That could have been 1-1. Good goalkeeping. Ball hoofed downfield. Taylor Smith still has plenty of energy to chase it up against the 22, who's done pretty well at the back for the Mavericks. And that does feel like the final whistle here at Doral Prep Academy. And in this preseason game, it is going to go to the Sharks by 1-0. Just the one goal separates these two teams. Lovely goal taken well by Shayla De La Cruz. And that is going to do it for this game here on a Friday evening in Doral. Despite the elements, a really good game between these two sides, and plenty more to come from these two for this season. And there is confirmation of the final score from the Doral Academy Prep Stadium in this 23-24 high school varsity soccer preseason game. It is the NSU Sharks 1 and the Mavericks 0. Thank you for joining us here. Thank you to SoccerDroid. My name has been Lee from Magic City Soccer. And thank you to the hosts, Archbishop McCarthy. And we will see you at the next stream for NSU Varsity Girls Soccer. Until then, take care and all the best. Have a great Friday night.